let's get started now. So yesterday we were discussing industrial location, and in industrial location we have taken care of cotton industries, which were one of the first industries to come up in India. We have taken care of jute industries, and we have taken care of sugar industries. All the three also come under agro-based industries. And in agro-based industries, you have seen how the local conditions play a very important role. And along with the local conditions, even advantages like port location, amount of finances available, cheap labor available, and even policies can encourage or discourage. Okay, so all of that together, you understand now the cotton location, the jute industries location, and the sugar industries location. So we are moving on towards other set of industries now. So the next very important industry is iron and steel. And iron and steel is one of the core sectors, and it has a pretty important weightage. It is a very important input for many other industries. It's like steel industry is an important linkage for other industries. It's an important linkage for other industries. Now, steel industry, it does not have a very, very long history. So during the British times, the main and the significant plant was the Tisco plant, started by Jamshedji Tata, Tisco plant. Otherwise, most of the steel industries came up after independence. Most came up after independence. And we're talking about SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. In 1970s, में ये setup हुआ, SAIL. So SAIL is managing the PSU sector steel industry. Okay, and in the private sector, we mostly have smaller steel plants and micro steel plants. Of course, Vedanta and Mittal, if they come up with a full-fledged one, तो अलग बात है. Otherwise, in the private sector, most of the steel plants are small steel plants and micro steel plants. They will not have the entire range of the steel products. So a quick introduction to this industry. I said it is one of the important core sectors. It is a very important linkage for many other industries. In many ways, it's not only a core industry, it is also one of the basic industries. It's one of those important intermediate industries. Without steel industry, many other things will not be in place. And I said during the British times, the only significant plant that we had was Tisco. Though other plants, like we also had what's called as Bengal Steel Works, pretty old. But then the main significant player was Tisco under Tatas. So whatever development we have had in steel industry has been mostly after independence. And that's why we say this is very much unlike the cotton industries. Cotton mills in India had started way back in the late 1700s and 1800s. 1800s में we had a proper cotton industry. But in case of steel, it is more or less a post-independence development. And the PSU sector steel industries are managed by SAIL. We have the very big Bokaro steel plant, we have the Bhilai steel plant, we have the Bhadravati steel plant, we have the ISCO. Some examples of very large PSUs that we have. We have Bokaro steel plant, we have Bhilai steel plant, we have Rourkela steel plant, Bhadravati steel plant, this is in Shimoga, Bhadravati steel plant. We have ISCO, Indian Iron and Steel Company. ISCO, this is what used to be Bengal Steel Work. And this Bengal Steel Work was essentially three smaller steel plants. We had one at Kulti, we had one at Burnpur, and we had one at Hirapur. The Kulti unit, the Burnpur unit, and the Hirapur unit together became Bengal Steel Works. And when it was taken over by SAIL, it is now called as ISCO, Indian Iron and Steel Company. So that's how the important steel units of India are distributed. But I said, in the private sector, most of the units are small steel plants and micro steel plants. Small steel plants and micro steel plants, these will not produce the entire range of steel. They will specialize in some categories. Most of them, they will produce pig iron, one form of iron. Most of them will produce steel rods, construction steel rods. These micro steel plants, they are mostly based on scrap steel. These, they depend more on the iron ore mines. But the small ones, they depend more on scrap steel, SCRAP, scrap steel as raw material. So this is a quick summary of the initial discussion. And I hope you remember some of this I've discussed as a part of your Weber's model also. While discussing what role does raw material and its transportation play in the steel industry localization, I had discussed the steel plants while discussing the Weber's industrial location model. In fact, you can add this point here. The second 5-year plan is where we focused on developing steel plants. Okay, and we set up 3 of them: the Bhilai steel plant, okay, the Rourkela steel plant, and the Durgapur. These 3 were set up under the second 5-year plan: the Bhilai steel plant, Rourkela in Odisha, Rourkela steel plant, and Durgapur steel plant. Okay, these were planned as a part of second 5-year plan, and they're all based on collaborations, okay, with foreign companies. So I think this part is clear. Fine, let's move on now. So you understand the basics of the steel industry. Now, what are the factors deciding localization of steel plants? And while discussing the localization of steel plants, you have to make a reference to Weber's model. You have to make a reference to locational triangle, because in steel industry, raw material play a very important role. These are raw material intensive. So you have to make a reference to the Weber's model. और raw material में 4 important raw material जो हैं. One very important raw material is the iron ore itself. Raw material includes coal. Raw material includes limestone, and also other minerals may required for alloys. जैसे you require manganese, you might require chromium, you might require aluminium. So alloys बनाने के लिए we require some other type of minerals also. Okay, manganese, chromium, aluminium. Okay, and you can make alloys. So these are the 4 most important raw material. Coal is of 2 types. One is the thermal grade coal. The thermal grade coal important for the energy, and we have coking coal. Coking coal is also called as metallurgical coal. Okay, and coking coal is, okay, in India we do not have much. Coking coal in India primarily Jharia coal fields में है near Dhanbad, and Jhilmil coal in Chhattisgarh near Bilaspur, Korba. So coking coal in India is mostly imported. But yes, thermal grade coal, we have quite a bit of resources. Okay. So if you look at the raw material, these 3 are relatively more important raw material: iron ore, coal, and limestone. Limestone is used as what's called as flux to remove the impurities. So limestone, of course, India में limestone काफी distributed है, but the other areas where we have coal or other advantage, वहाँ पर भी we have some amount of limestone. So look at this summary quickly. So I said we are discussing factors deciding the localization of steel plants. Make reference to Weber's model. Make reference to locational triangle. Okay, why? Because the steel industry steel industry is weight losing. But by nature, this is located near the raw material centers. Because if you remember your locational triangle, okay, this is a weight losing industry. So it is located near the raw material. That is why we must know what are the raw material which are critical for steel industries. So चार category के raw material है primarily iron ore or any source of iron, coal which could be thermal grade coal and could be coking coal, thermal grade and coking coal. Limestone is important. Okay, it's used as flux to remove impurities, limestone and flux, and some other type of minerals which are used for making alloys. Among them, more important are manganese, chromium, and to some extent even aluminium, used to make light and used to make durable steel. Okay, so steel industry is very important. And then I said that coal is a very important factor. There are two types of coal the steel industries will use: thermal grade coal and coking coal. Coking coal is the metallurgical coal. This is used for the reduction reaction to separate iron from its oxide. So this is a reducing agent. That is the use of coking coal. It is used as a reducing agent. Whereas thermal grade coal, this is the source of energy in the steel plants. So thermal grade coal India में काफी ज़्यादा है. It is a pretty important and fair, but coking coal in India is largely imported. We depend on imports. Okay, only two main places have some amount of coking coal. Jharia has a very good type of coking coal, but not others. Okay, so now if you look at the patterns, there are 4 localization patterns. By the way, beta, this topic is also important from a GS perspective. The GS also has this topic, locational factors in the location of steel industries, cotton and the rest. ठीक है, तो ये GS में पूछ सकता है. There are 4 localization patterns. So we have one is they are coal based. The second type of pattern is they are ore based. The third type of pattern is they can be market based, mainly urban centers. And the fourth is port based, if exclusively for exports. इसका एग्जाम्पल है Vizag steel plant. Vizag steel plant is an example where the steel industry is entirely for export of steel to Japan. So it is a port-based unit. Market-based units, these are generally those which are, these depend on scrap steel as raw material. So urban centers are the preferred ones. So wherever urban centers, and urban centers also happen to be consuming centers. The construction industry, the expansion of other industries, infrastructure. So these type of market-based, they are in and around urban centers. These kind of steel plants, they are mostly smaller and they are micro steel plants. Smaller micro steel plants. We're talking about SR steel, Rathi steel, many of them. We have Jindal. Of course, Jindal is now slowly, gradually expanding into larger units also. Otherwise, historically, Jindal has been the smaller steel plant, Jindal Steel. Okay, I'm sure you know about Alang Steel. मैंने mention किया हुआ है पहले, Alang Steel. Alang is a place in Gujarat which is having the world's largest ship breaking yard. So Alang Steel is based on scrap steel from ship breaking yard. So ये कुछ examples हैं, examples of smaller steel plants. Alang Steel, Alang in Gujarat along the east coast. Now small and big is in terms of the capacity of production, is based on what type of processes and the capacity of the production. So these are market based. We also add Bhushan Steel. Now, ore-based steel plants, these are the relatively newer steel plants. They're based on a more efficient technology, which is more coal efficient, requires less amount of coal. One part of coal plus two parts of ore will give you one part of steel. Okay, one part of coal but plus two parts of ore, okay, gives you one part of steel. So in this, what happens is you require more dependence on the iron ore. They are ore based. Okay, wherever we have the ores, they're based there. Example of ore based, okay, is to some extent Bhilai steel plant. हालांकि भिलाई का थोड़ा अलग कहानी है. But Bhadravati is more ore based. Bhadravati steel plant in Shimoga. Do you remember the Shimoga Chikmagalur region? Mein, what are the main iron ore mines? Do you remember those names? Okay, so Chikmagalur district में Baba Budan Hills, Kudremukh and Kemangundi mine. Baba Budan Hills, that's a food for thought. We can keep on thinking about it. Okay. Baba Budan Hills, we have Kemangundi mines, and we have Kudremukh mines. Now, these are the main source of iron ore for Bhadravati steel plant, and one of you is right. A lot of iron ore also comes from Bellary Hospet region. Bellary and Hospet, a bit more eastwards, even they supply some iron ore to Bhadravati steel plant. So these are the examples of ore-based plants. Ore-based plants, iron ore-based plants. Okay, the first one, okay, is the coal-based. Now, coal-based steel plants, these are the older technology. The older technologies, and in this technology, it was 8 parts of coal plus 1 part of ore would give us 1 part of steel. So these type of steel plants were based near large coal fields. Talking about Damodar Valley coal fields, talking about Mahanadi Valley coal fields. Okay, so we have examples of this. Okay, Bokaro steel plant. We have Durgapur steel plant. Durgapur steel plant takes its coal from Raniganj. Durgapur steel plant in West Bengal. Okay, it sources its coal from Raniganj coal fields. Durgapur, even to some extent, Tisco also. Now, an important discussion here in India, because of geological history of the northeastern Chota Nagpur mineral region, iron ore, okay, coexists, or iron ore is found alongside the Gondwana coal regions. That's a very important insight here. Like otherwise, like a coal is a non-metal energy resource, and iron ore is a metal, like one of those important metals. It's generally found that the metals and the non-metals do not exist together. One area will have more of non-metals, or the area will have more of non-metals. Dono saath milna, it is not a very common thing. Okay, so if you look at the US, there's one part of US has the coal fields, another part of US has the iron ore. The same thing with Europe. Europe में bulk of the regions of Europe has coal fields. Europe does not have too much of iron ore. The same applies to Russia. The same applies to China also. So iron ore, which is a metal, and coal, which is a non-metal, they are generally not found together. In India's case, the geological history is such that the northeast Chota Nagpur plateau mineral region, iron ore is found alongside the Gondwana coal regions. So basically what we had is large Chota Nagpur plateau. This Chota Nagpur plateau is actually the shield region and ancient exposed craton hai. This is rich in metallic minerals. The Chota Nagpur plateau, which is the shield region, which is an exposed craton, this actually should have been rich in metalliferous minerals, and it is. Talking about iron ore, talking about manganese, talking about copper, talking about uranium. So these are all, okay, even aluminium, we do have in some parts here. But what happened is, because of the rifting during the late Carboniferous times and so on, I have a rift valley here. And this rift valley region now has the coal fields. So it's a very rare thing here that an iron ore, which is metalliferous, is found together with coal. Okay, this is the consequence of India's geological history. Okay, that is why even if Bokaro is coal-based, it still has the advantage of iron ore nearby. Okay, Tisco is coal-based, it still has the advantage of iron ore nearby. See, देखो ये सारा discussions जो है ना, you will have to write it down in your answer. Okay, so it is not simply coal-based. It is coal-based, ठीक है, but it also has the advantage of iron ore proximity. So these were designed as coal-based, but they also have the advantage of proximity with. They also have the advantage of proximity to iron ore resources. I hope you have written this point down. Okay, that's a fairly good discussion that you are having to discuss the location of the steel industries. There are coal-based industries, there are ore-based industries, there are market, urban, center-based industries, which are essentially small micro steel plants that depend on the scrap steel. And there are port-based industries also. Port-based industries where the industries are exclusively for export of iron ore. The Vizag steel plant is based on the export of steel to Japan. So this more or less takes care of the pattern. Okay. Now quickly, for the sake of some information details के लिए, if you look at the global pattern, I'm just taking you a bit towards the global pattern. If you look at US में, there are coal-based iron ore. These are in the Appalachian regions. The US also has ore-based. These are around Lake Superior. Lake Superior highlands जो हैं, these have iron ore. Canada primarily has ore-based. Okay. Ore-based example in Canada is Hamilton. Hamilton. UK में, it is again coal-based, based on the Pennines coal. We're talking about centers like Birmingham, even Glasgow, UK में. In Europe, Germany में, जो coal-based है, this is the Ruhr Valley coal fields in Germany. So if you're looking at comparison across the world, global pattern में, US has coal-based steel plants around Appalachian. So Pittsburgh is a very important center. US also has ore-based Lake Superior highlands में. यहाँ पे एक बहुत important mines हैं called as Mesabi mines. Mesabi mines are important iron ore mines in the Lake Superior region. Canada also has ore-based. Ore-based Hamilton around the Great Lakes, Ontario of Canada. UK में, they are mostly coal-based. UK does not have iron ore, not significant iron ore. The 3-4 places of coal fields. The Pennines coal fields, Pennines, Pennines coal field in UK. इसके भी अलग-अलग part. You have got the coal fields of southern Pennines. You have the coal fields of the northern Pennines. You have the coal fields of Scotland. You have got coal fields of England and so on. Okay? Just know for now, the UK steel plants are coal-based. They're coal-based. Pennines, coal. We have got Birmingham. We have got Glasgow. And in Europe, we do not have again much of iron ore. Europe में iron ore बहुत कम है. In some parts of France, we have iron ore, and we have some iron ore in parts of Sweden. There is an important point here that Europe, or maybe more specified, Western Europe does not have much iron ore. थोड़ा बहुत France में है. In France, we have this place called as Lorraine, Lorraine. Lorraine has some amount of iron ore. ये France में है. And in Sweden, we have got Kiruna, 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 and Gallivare. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, though I doubt. This is in Sweden. These are the main places of iron ore in Western Europe. Okay, so European steel plants are largely coal-based steel plants, be it UK, be it Germany, be it France. Okay, most of them are coal-based, be it in parts of Poland or Belgium. Okay, they are mostly coal-based. And one of the largest coal-based regions for steel plants is the Ruhr Valley. Ruhr Valley of Germany, one of the largest coal-based industrial region of the world. Okay? So this was to give you a sense of comparison about India and the rest of the world. You could also mention one more global pattern if you are doing this. Let's mention China also. China में again दोनों है. China में भी ore based है. The coal-based steel plants of China are mostly in the parts of Manchuria. Ore-based, okay, these are more dispersed. The southern part of Mongolia is a province called as Nei Mongol or New Mongolia. Okay, so just for now you can remember this, okay, that in China, the ore-based industries are more dispersed, but the coal-based steel plants, they are mostly in this place around Manchuria. So this takes care of the location pattern ka discussion. Now we move on next. Now, if you look at India as say case studies ke liye, if you look at the specific case studies of India's steel plants. So one case study could be Bokaro, very specifically. Bokaro depends on Dhanbad. Bokaro depends on the local iron ore from parts of Hazaribagh and parts of Ranchi. Bokaro sources its power from Damodar Valley Corporation. Bokaro is along the network of railway lines, and this is an important industrial region. It's part of industrial region, the Damodar Valley industrial region. So Bokaro, and one more point you can add here is, okay, now very important point here, Bokaro also sources iron ore from Durg region of Chhattisgarh. So it's like a case study I'm doing very specifically. Okay, Bokaro steel plant, okay, is one of the most modern, is one of the largest and one of the most modern steel plants of India. It is based on the coal fields of Jharia and Dhanbad. It sources its iron ore locally from Hazaribagh region and from Ranchi region. But as a very important point here is that iron ore is also sourced from the Durg region of Chhattisgarh. There's like a Bokaro and the Bhilai steel plant. They have a kind of symbiotic relationship. Bokaro region supplies coal to Bhilai steel plant, and Bhilai region supplies iron ore to Bokaro. There's kind of a symbiotic relationship between Bokaro and Bhilai. Coal from Dhanbad and Jharia, iron ore locally, plus this power from Damodar Valley Corporation regions. There are HEP power plants here, plus also from the thermal power plants locally. It is part of the railway network, so good, easy transportation of raw material. It uses all the synergies of the Damodar Valley Industrial Region. Okay, so synergy of Damodar Valley Industrial Region. So open up page 906. A new public sector company, the Bokaro Steel Limited, was formed in 1964 with the collaboration with Soviet Union. Important fact, you may remember this. Initially it was 10 lakh tons. Now there has been 40 lakh tons. You can also make 100 lakh tons. So it's basically one of the largest ones that we have. Again, what are the sources? It says it receives iron ore from Kiriburu mines in Odisha. Ye bhi add kar lo. Okay, from Jharkhand, Hazaribagh, Ranchi, and also from Hirur mines. Okay. So another important is limestone. Okay, locally available from Palamu region. HEP from Damodar Valley Corporation, and Kolkata Ports, okay, supports it with other type of industrial synergy. So in your answer, you should have discussions of such 2 or 3 steel plants. Okay, और आपको अगर diagram चाहिए, देखो page 908 देखो please. There is a sketch of the Bokaro steel plant का. Limestone from Polamu, and limestone also comes from a place called as Bir Mitrapur. This is a very, very important source of limestone for many steel industries in this region. Bokaro bhi hai, Rourkela bhi hai, Tisco bhi hai. Like all of them, they will procure some amount of limestone from Bir Mitrapur. So remember this name, Bir Mitrapur in Odisha. Okay, so draw the diagram and we have this point. So that's one case study you can take up. Second case study you can consider is the Tisco steel plant. So this was among the first steel plants that we had. This is in private sector, among the largest in the private sector, very large company. And Tisco ultimately is also a global giant. It's acquired a couple of other steel plants also. Okay, there's a global giant, Tisco steel plant. So Jamshedpur, and it sources its iron ore from a mine called as Guru Mahisani mines. Ye Odisha mein. Coal locally from the Damodar Valley region, including Jharia coal. It sources its limestone, again from Bir Mitrapur region more or less. Let me show those discussions to you. This is page 903 has it. One of the oldest steel center of India, 1907 May. So some about the capacity and the rest. So a hematite iron ore, okay, from Singhbhum, Jharkhand, Guru Mahisani. Can you see page 904 please? Guru Mahisani mines of Mayurbhanj, coal from Jharia, okay, manganese from Joda mines and Keonjhar mines, dolomite, so manganese and dolomite, they're available locally and mainly from northern Odisha. You don't have to know every mine in every case. Northern Odisha, we have got Sundarganj, Mayurbhanj and the rest. And power from DVC, again part of an important railway network. These are the specific discussions about 1 or 2 steel plants. So Tisco ho gaya. Limestone also from Bir Mitrapur. Okay, it's a pretty important source of limestone for many local steel industries. Damodar Valley Corporation, yes. So the third case study important is your Visakhapatnam or the Vizag. Now Vizag के बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Just know that this is a very, very special case. A special case, okay, and this was primarily, is again a very modern one, a very new one, okay, as late as 1980s it shuru was, primarily for export of finished steel to Japan. I hope you know that India has been one of the major exporters of iron ore. Okay, so that is not a good policy where we are exporting iron ore itself. It's better if we process it, convert them into higher value products, have finished products and export the finished products. So rather than ports like Mangalore port or Paradip port, okay, these ports specialize in, or even Marmagao port in Goa, they specialize in export of iron ore. So for a change, we said we should be exporting steel rather than iron ore. And Visakhapatnam steel plant, this was primarily for export. Okay, so this is essentially trying to limit iron ore exports and develop a market for finished steel. Okay, this was the important discussion point. Visakhapatnam steel plant jo hai, okay, now it uses the coal fields. Okay, again, it's very well integrated with the transport networks. So railway lines and all very well linked. And that's one reason why the coal is sourced partly from Damodar Valley region, provides the coal, और जो coking coal है, because ये port है, it is imported from Australia. Iron ore, it sources from Baila Dilla mines. This is southern Chhattisgarh. Baila Dilla mines. Baila Baila Dilla mines. Power from the local HEP units on Godavari River, and limestone, manganese, it gets from Chhattisgarh and Odisha. Okay, the main discussion point was this one here. This is an example of a port-based steel plant. Look this up if you want to revise something. Coal from Damodar Valley region. But important point ये भी है that the coking coal is imported from Australia. This is again because of the advantage of the port location. So all these important steel plants, they are in vicinity of some important railway networks. A lot of transportation needs to be done. Okay, so add all of that. So that's the third case study. The fourth case study is Bhadravati Steel Plant. Now, Bhadravati Steel Plant, this is southern Karnataka, talking about the area called Shimoga. This is again a much later steel plant. This is an ore-based. Southern India does not have significant coal resources. So the development of steel plant in southern India depended on development of HEP projects. Look, if you compare the steel plants of northeastern India with the steel plants of southern India mein, it was much later. Okay, so if you remember, I talked about 1920s mein, the big HEP plant of South India was Pykara, Pykara, Pykara. Okay, this was among the beginnings that we had. So southern India does not have too much of coal resource. Does anybody remember any coal fields of southern India? Niveli coal fields in Tamil Nadu, Singareni coal fields in the Godavari region, Kotagundam coal fields in Godavari region. Niveli is lignite parts of Tamil Nadu. It supplies Salem. What I'm saying here is the southern India does not have significant amount of coal resources. So the development of steel industry in southern India had to wait for the development of HEP power plants. And Bhadravati steel plants, it sources its power from the Jogfall project on river Sharavati. We have a dam here. This is the Lingana Makki HEP project. One of the more, you can say, imposing falls, spectacular falls in India ka. So power from the Jog Falls and whatever other coal it requires. जो coking coal hai, the coking coal primarily comes from parts of again northeast, from the Jharkhand region se. Limestone ये local hai, limestone and manganese. Okay, Shimoga is rich in this. Shimoga is rich in limestone and manganese. Okay, and good connectivity. Iron ore, this is the Dharwad region, Baba Budan Hills and the rest. So Bhadravati steel plant, that way is a very interesting case study. How this steel plant was based on the HEP projects for power. Again, not from coal. What coal chahiye for the coking coal, that it gets from the Jharkhand regions. Otherwise, this is an iron ore based. So these are now one more discussion we will add in this. Now in the location of steel plants, there are two more trends. There's one more trend here. Steel plants are important. I said core sector industry. Steel plants are very important basic industries. Steel plants are the basis of development of other industries, steel plants, okay, they are important linkages to other heavy engineering, Therefore, steel plants are considered important firms as growth poles. Do you remember the concept of growth poles, all of you? Those firms, those sectors, those companies which can emanate and spread growth. Okay, the steel plants are considered as very important growth poles, which therefore means that the steel plants are set up in backward regions for development of backward areas. So the location of a steel plant is not only based on raw material. The location of the steel plant is also based on the concept that the steel plant can be an important basis of development of that region. Okay, so in that sense, we say that steel plants can be set up as part of deliberate policy for backward area development. Steel plants can be set up as a part of deliberate policy, okay, for backward area development, irrespective of local resources. Okay. अगर local resources है तो अच्छी बात है. Okay. The local resources can always augment the setting up of the steel plant, but local resources is not the primary consideration. Okay. The primary consideration is whether the industry is capable of developing other industries in that region or not, whether the industry is capable of supporting the development of other allied industries or not, providing employment, better development of local infrastructure from that consideration. An example for this is the Bhilai steel plant. Bhilai steel plant was set up primarily for the backward area development of Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh then used to be part of the Madhya Pradesh and the central provinces. So steel plants, so this is, you can say, another important point. I could put this in maybe another fifth reason why localization happens. That steel plants are core sectors, steel plants are basic industries. They are the basis of development of other industries. They are important linkages to other heavy engineering. This has been the policy under 1956 इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी रेजोल्यूशन जो आपका Mahalanobis मॉडल था. So this model included setting up of industries in the backward regions. Okay, and this strategy of backward area development was also implemented later under backward area planning, was also called as Pandey Committee. 1960s. Okay. The Bhilai steel plant. Okay. The steel plants are considered important firms as growth poles and growth centers. Steel plants are set up in backward regions for development of the backward areas. Okay. So such steel plants can be set up as a part of deliberate policy for backward area development, irrespective of the local resources. और ये जो strategy है, I said, the strategy was implemented in all later backward area planning. We're looking at backward area planning, and there's a committee set up in 60s called as Pandey Committee. Pandey Committee gave recommendations for how to develop the backward regions. ये वो idea था, set up industries. Okay. Apart from this, the specifics of Bhilai जो है, the specifics of Bhilai steel plant जो है, the specifics includes iron ore from Dalli Rajhara mines, coal from Bokaro region, and some amount of coal also from Korba, limestone and manganese locally available, power from Korba thermal power plant, and of course Commonality will be rail connectivity. All the steel plants will have the advantage of rail connectivity. 4-5 point is enough. You do not have to know all details. Okay. So the details are in page 905. ये details जो है 905 में है. But the development angle is not there in the textbook. You add this in your answer. So I've taken care of steel industries. Chalo, fine then. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye all of you.